Welcome back, viewers. Before, of course, we heard Nitin Gadkari speak there. We were talking about the water crisis in Bengaluru. We are going to go back to the topic in a short while. Before that, bringing some more news from the state of Karnataka. Congress MP DK Suresh's absurd remark of demanding a separate nation for the South has triggered a massive controversy. But senior BJP leader K.S. Ishwarappa's response has also sparked off a row now. In Davangere, K.S. Ishwarappa stated that if DK Suresh or Vinay Kulkarni or any of the Congress leaders speak about a separate nation again, they should be shot dead, he says, labeling them as traitors for expressing desires for a separate South India. K.S. Ishwarappa called on the Congress president to expel them from the party, challenging the party's courage. He also urged Prime Minister Modi to enact a law allowing the shooting of such traitors attempting to divide the country.
DK ಸುರೇಶ್ ಮತ್ತು ವಿನಯ್ ಕುಲಕರ್ಣಿ ನಾವು ದಕ್ಷಿಣ ಭಾರತವನ್ನ ಬೇರೆ ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರವಾಗಿ ಕೇಳ್ತೀರ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿರಲ್ಲ ಆ ಎರಡು ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರದ್ರೋಹಿಗಳನ್ನ ನಿಮಗೆ ತಾಕತ್ತಿದ್ರೆ ಪಕ್ಷದಿಂದ ಕಿತ್ತು ಬಿಸಾಕಿ ಅವಾಗ ನಿಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗತ್ತೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷ ಆಗೋದು ಅಂತ ನಿಮಗೆ ತಾಕತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಬಾರಿ ಈ ರೀತಿ ಮಾತುಗಳಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಈ ಸಭೆ ಮುಖಾಂತರ ನಾನು ನರೇಂದ್ರ ಮೋದಿ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಹೇಳಕ್ಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟಪಡ್ತೇನೆ DK ಸುರೇಶ್ ವಿನಯ್ ಕುಲಕರ್ಣಿ ಇಂಥ ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರದ್ರೋಹಿಗಳು ದೇಶವನ್ನ ಛಿದ್ರ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತ ಹೊರಡ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಗುಂಡಿಕ್ಕಿ ಕೊಲ್ಲಂತ ಕಾನೂನು ತನ್ನಿ
Irked Congress workers who protested and are now demanding Ishwarappa's immediate arrest. Karnataka Minister H.K. Patil there going on to say that if this statement is not retracted within 24 hours, there could be consequences that he will have to face.
It is unfortunate that people who have experience of 40, 50 years in political life, they make this type of irresponsible statements. I only wish that he withdraw that statement in next 24 hours.
Well, viewers, just a while ago we showed you about the problems that the people in Bengaluru are facing with the rising temperatures in the city, with the depleting groundwater. The problem at this point in time is quite real for the citizens of Bengaluru. Many areas are depending on water tankers, and that too has become scanty. We've seen a host of issues that are plaguing the city of Bengaluru. Now we're going to discuss this with a panel of guests. Also, we are requesting the viewers, especially in the city of Bengaluru or anywhere, in the metro cities where they're facing a water crisis at this point in time, to share your plight, to share your views and probably your opinions as to how this problem can be fixed. Bhaskar Rao from the BJP is with us today, Satyaprakash from the Congress party. We also have Suvarna Agarwal, who's the secretary of the Residents Welfare Association in Kormangla, Joseph Hoover, environmentalist as well with us. I'm going to, in fact, take up a caller initially before I go to the guest. Sridhar from Bengaluru has been with us from quite some time. Sridhar, if you could tell us what is the problem that you're facing in your locality and how real is it?
Yeah, namaskara. Actually, we stay in Indranagar. Hello? Hello?
Yes, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah, actually,
go ahead,
we stay in Indranagar. And we have to go to the root of the problem. See, in Bangalore, there was always a law which allowed a setback of 3 feet all around every house, which due to corruption or whatever, now you never see any place where people used to put some kitchen garden or some trees and all that. Trees give rain and they control the climate. That is number one. Number two, in the 1990s, then 92, 93, all these call centers were set up without giving any infrastructure development, where the old HAL flyover of Indranagar took 15 years to complete. And by that time, the population had grown so much. Number three, even the Indian Institute of Science has told that 98% of Bangalore's greenery has gone. Only a little portion in the cantonment is left. So this has to be stopped. Thank you.
Okay. That was Sridhar from Bengaluru. He said he's from Indiranagar. He was just talking about the problems that they're facing. Suvarna Agarwal, who's a secretary of the Residents Welfare Association from Koramangala, is with us live. Suvarna, if you could tell us what is the problem that you're facing in your locality? Because, it's not even the start of summer, really. It's just the end of winter, I would say, in Bengaluru. But you can see the temperatures that are rising. As far as water levels are concerned, most of the borewells are running dry. Are you facing any of these problems in your locality?
Exactly what we have spoken with the BWSSB, that the summer has not even started and we already have so much water problems. In the last 1 week, we get alternate days water, and even in the last 1 week, we've not got proper sufficient water supply in our area. The reason they give us is there's some valve problem somewhere from where we get the water. But we are definitely very fearful that this is just the beginning of a huge water problem that we are going to face in Koramangala. Also in Koramangala, we feel that we have many illegal commercial buildings which definitely are drawing much more water than residents would have drawn.
Okay, I seem to have lost your audio there. We'll try and fix that while, of course, we try and speak to a few more, guests. And, of course, we have a few more callers. Rame joins us from Bengaluru. Rame, if you could tell us the issues that you're facing.
Hi, sir. I am from HL area. From the last few days, we are facing water problem. And every tanker, they're charging around 1,000 to 1,500. And the regular water tankers that come and, fill up our sumps if we don't have water, even they are booked and even they are on high demand. It's become like Hoover where they are asking for a surcharge. And one more thing I wanted to say is I've been a resident of Bangalore for 33 years and we don't have water first. And I don't know how there are more tech parks, more commercial complexes are coming up. And from Bangalore, which had 280 lakes, which became 80 lakes, and now we have 15 lakes. Where did all these lakes go? What is really happening? How are we even planning the city? The traffic is increasing. There's no water. There are more people coming in. How are we going to sustain? That is the major problem or the major question.
Absolutely. That's a big question. Bhaskar Rao of the BJP is with us. So let's also rope in our politicians. We are also going to be joined in by the Congress very soon because, of course, they are in the government. Mr. Bhaskar Rao, many of the residents are complaining that water tankers who are delivering water, that's the only source at this point in time for many homes already, and summer hasn't begun. And they're saying they're charging double the amount. There is, of course, an effective government that is required to ensure that the resources of Bengaluru are utilized in the best way possible. The lakes, of course, are prevented from becoming, complete sewage centers. But, time and again, year after year, we see the same problem. Polluted lakes because they are not worthy of drinking, and then you depend on only bore wells, you depend on Kaveri water, and both of them at this point in time running thin and dry, Mr. Rao. Okay, Satya Prakash, I believe from the Congress is with us. Mr. Satya Prakash, these are real problems that the people are facing.
Yeah. Hi, Bopana. See, Bopana, the problem is, Bangalore has become a concrete jungle from Garden City. That is the main problem that we have. Most of the roads and with all that, buildings, no space being left between the buildings, it is being concrete tracks. So what has happened is whenever rainfall falls in Bangalore,
I agree, Mr. Satya Prakash. Mr. Satya Prakash, I'm sorry, I'm interrupting you. Many of the people who've been living in Bengaluru know about the problems that the city has. You being a part of the government, we are looking at a solution coming from you as an answer.
See, if you want solutions, the only solution is the Meghalaya project, which is there, which can be a balancing reservoir, which will be just around 100 kilometers from Bangalore. If that project is through, we will get enough water. Now, where is that project? The project is pending with Mr. Modi and BJP, and they have to give clearance for that. Another issue is with that, Mahadai. Even if Mahadai issue is solved, we will get some water here. What is the problem with Bangalore is, in 22, we had just 1.17 crore population. In 2 years, it has become 1.37. That means nearly 20 lakh additional people have come. With influx of this huge population, now what we require is, we require some help from the central government to give some funds. So that we can pick all this Mekadatu, all these irrigation projects, which can be, of some substance to the people of Bangalore. Bangalore is nearly 1/4 or 1/5 of the total Karnataka's population. There is a huge influx from all the districts of Karnataka, and there is a huge influx from other states also. That means Karnataka government also has a responsibility towards Bangalore. The center also has a responsibility towards Bangalore because Karnataka as a whole is the second highest contributor of taxes to this country. Second, it nearly gives around 40% of all the service exports that happen in this country, which is a major foreign exchange earner for the country.
Okay. Okay, Mr.
So
Satyaprakash, again, let's not go into the tangent of making this, the center versus the state and the center not helping out. The solutions, of course, are being sought from the people of Bengaluru right now who are facing this issue. I'll come back to you. George from Coimbatore is joining us on the phone line.
Hello.
George, go ahead.
I am Dr. Dwaraknath from Coimbatore.
George, go ahead. George, go ahead.
Actually, last year I had attended a 5-day conference organized by Prestige University of Bangalore, which is incidentally situated in a place called Rajan Kunte. They have come up with a number of ideas and suggestions why Bengaluru is facing water crisis when northern Karnataka is flooded with water every year. Only it is mismanagement of water which needs to be actually done. They have come up with a number of recommendations so that, it can be implemented. It is there with them and only mismanagement of water is taking place. Bangalore city is deliberately, hype is created so that the number of other aspirations and the interstate politics are taken care of. Otherwise, if they manage well with their water, it can be...
Okay, Abdul, okay, Mr. George. Okay, got your point. I want to pack in as many voices as I can before we end this show. We have another caller, Abdul, who's joining us from Bengaluru. Abdul, what do you have to say?
Yeah, good evening. The thing is, these Congress people, they are blaming the BJP government, and when the BJP was there, they were blaming the Congress. Now, the solution is that there are these new industries, call centers, etc. Why don't we put them in Madur, Mandya, and those places? Which is, the climatic conditions are also better there.
Very important. Very important point that you mentioned, Abdul. I'll take that question across to the Congress. The Congress party spokesperson is with us today, and that's the reason he's joining us, because as a part of the government, as a spokesperson of the government, he needs to answer to the people, Mr. Satyaprakash. Just saying that the center needs to give us funds, all this, I'm not going to buy today. We can talk about this and debate this some other day, but there are problems that can be fixed. There are homes that are being built across the city of Bengaluru, which, somewhere flout rules. They give permission for 2 floors, 3 floors, but you see 5 floors being built. That's another additional, 2-3 families who are, consuming water in the city. There are tech parks that are being built on encroached land. You spoke about clearing those encroachments. That has been stalled to a large extent. There is so many illegal buildings that have come up. How do you really sustain a city which is exploding internally?
See, I think I agree with Abdul or someone that we need to decongest the city. That means our next round of expansion, which happens for the next 10 years or 15 years, we need to take it to the satellite towns of Ramnagar, Mandya, and maybe Tumkur, Kolar, and stuff like that. And that is the one way of urban planning that we can do. You're exactly right when you said that houses don't leave that space. For example, you have a 2,000 square feet house. At least you should leave 300 square feet, 5 square feet on the sides and 10 square feet on the front and the back. Only then water gets into the groundwater, and then there will be some water, for the borewells. That also is not happening. I agree with Abdul that we have to do some decongestion of the state, and large migration is happening. And we need to keep
every government just keeps talking, and we bring up these issues. When there is a flooding, this issue is discussed in all over social media, all over digital media, all over television. But, all the time we listen to only rhetoric from the politicians. Last time it was the BJP speaking the same lines that we have to do this, we will do this. When is it going to be done? Because these are not issues that the people should be really facing every time and going through this sort of a problem. Especially, this is called the Silicon Valley. There are, companies from across the world who have their offices set up here, and everyone's reeling with this problem. Joseph Hoover, of course, has been a resident for very long in Bengaluru. Mr. Hoover, you're an environmentalist yourself. How do you really look at the situation right now? Soaring temperatures in February, shortage of water. There are people callers who are calling at this point in time who are saying that the water tankers are charging them double the price and not even willing to come.
I mean, this is just the beginning of the crisis. We are in February. It's going to get worse in March and April, May. And I can tell you, because this morning I ordered for water. I asked a tanker to get me 6,000 liters of water. He normally would charge me 750 rupees. Today he said there's so much of scarcity of water, I can give you a tanker of water for 3,000 rupees. That is staggering. And just blaming BJP or Congress or potato party doesn't solve the problem here. It is us, the people, who have allowed this to happen. We have allowed these politicians who are insensitive, who are greedy, who have no concern for the others, to do what they want to do. They destroyed our Western Ghats. They destroyed our forests. Today we are paying the price. There is no groundwater in Bangalore. Just forget Bangalore, around Karnataka, everywhere. And I've just returned from the forest. I know what the situation is in the forest now. It's going to be really, really bad, because certain areas where we had the rivulets or the streams joining the main rivers, they're just at the ankle level, where we could see them at the knee level earlier during this month.
Yes.
We are seeing them at the ankle level. So you can imagine where we are going.
Definitely,
And,
the issue starts from the areas that you're mentioning, from the Western Ghats. It percolates and reflects in a city like Bengaluru. You're absolutely right there. Bhaskar Rao from the BJP is back with us right now. Mr. Rao, we questioned the Congress as well about what they're doing, but I'll also have to question about what the BJP has done during its time, because this is not something that we're seeing because of what's happened in the last 6 months. This is something that we're seeing what's happened in the last 10 to 15 years. And it has been both the BJP and the Congress and the JDS, all of them, to really blame, to put Bengaluru in a situation like this where even before summer, they're staring at a water crisis.
It is a question of cumulative political indiscipline in managing Bangalore city. Now, instead of asking for and looking for long-term solutions of how we are going to extend Bangalore beyond, etc., we need to now put our heads and minds together to see how we are going to face the water situation over the next few months. Now, even as we speak, we do not have a system of good quality of flushing. Even now, the present flushes are taking about 20 liters of water. So if we have a hackathon, or someone suggested that there is a list of ideas on which how water can be conserved over there. This is a water emergency needs to be declared, because tankers are also charging through the roof. What used to be 300, 400 rupees is now costing 1,800 to 3,000 or 4,000 rupees. And the water that is coming in the tankers also. So at present, the government has to now set aside all politics, and everybody is ready to cooperate to see how Bangalore can peacefully pass through this.
Absolutely. Collective political will is what Mr. Bhaskar Rao was mentioning. Mr. Rao, I have very little time. I have one more caller who wants to share his point of view. Arun from Bengaluru is joining us on the phone line. Arun, quickly go ahead and share your thoughts.
Hi, thank you. I am calling from Maratali. We are facing a water problem. The problem here is my question to all the panelists there is, why the congested already? So the area is already flooded with people. Why do you want more people? Like where is the water? Can't we decongest the city in a better way? Can't we plan the city in a better way? Rather than wasting time on what can be done, we should also think on what shouldn't happen in the future. That's all I wanted to say. Thank you.
Right, Arun. I think a point that all the politicians, of course, should listen to about what can they do
To
at this
do
point
has
in
to be
time to
done.
prevent this sort of a situation from unfolding and unraveling every time. Well, we are short of time on this debate. Of course, I'm thanking all our panelists. But, of course, this is an issue that we will, of course, continue to take up here on Mirror Now, not just for the city of Bengaluru, but every other metro city that faces these sort of issues. And we, of course, bring out and highlight these issues every evening at 7 p.m. That's all from us for today. On the other side, the urban debate coming up. Stay with Mirror Now.